And we're back with more Echo.
Ooh.
Hi.
Alright. Where we last left off, the gang found a van, and that was it.
Totally it. Yep.
Nothing happened there.
Nothing bad was discovered. Nothing at all.
Mm-hmm. Jenna rubs her face into the pads of her paws. She's shaken.
Come on, buddy.
Before I forget, I heard DJ sniffle again. DJ, I need you to blow your nose, please. I beg of you.
No, honestly, it was weird. It was, my nose isn't that runny. I literally it was at that exact second, which was perfect. Just to keep you busy in post.
No, don't you fucking dare. I'm busy enough with other things. I have email to get through, DJ.
God damn.
That's enough.
Okay, I'm done.
DJ.
I'm being enough. It's not. Let's go.
No, you're not. You need to blow that nose.
Just
I can't. I'm having to blow out. You know what, Alan? Just for you.
Randall. Leave it.
Alan, just for you, I will blow.
Good. You made it sound very bad, but go for it.
I bit my tongue to not say anything.
I know he didn't say nose, but alright, let's see what he's gonna do.
My first thought was sex, my second thought was drugs. Either way, I have to say, DJ, nice.
I will let him know when he returns.
Alright. She's shaken, nerves frazzled. Micah and Leo too. Though I just feel numb. All this insane shit is happening around me, and it's like a dream. Something not even real. There's a layer of separation between what I perceive and what's really occurring in front of me. Watching a playback of memories projected right onto my eyes. Okay, there's a lot of background noise going on for someone.
Sorry. Weird. No. Closing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there's the door.
Yeah, it's the door.
Alright, we're ready.
It's not the first time I've felt like this, even outside the supposed hysteria. But it's never been so strong. But as I glance behind me, the van's still there. Real as ever. Micah and the newly sobered Leo walk on ahead.
Maybe it's like a minefield, you know? Projecting thoughts and shit for everyone to see.
Yeah, just think real hard about Carl.
Woof.
We can make a spooky fucking doppelhome with us instead. Save us some trouble.
After a while, I can't make out what they're saying. They're talking with a more serious tone. Their voices lowered. I'm not sure if I even want to know what they're discussing now. As we approach the edge of an old highway, my eyes settle upon a small mound of dirt with a carefully placed stone on the center. I'd walked down this stretch of Route 65 about a dozen times growing up, and have seen this before, but was never curious enough to investigate. There's something about it that's drawing my attention, and then I realize why. The dream from last night. The grave. That's the spot. I stop, the others still walking ahead. They're following the road now back to town. Or at least until they get to the railroad crossing, and then we can follow that. I look back to the mound of dirt, and am compelled to approach it. Without really thinking, I'm on my knees.
I don't think we should dig.
Well, what do you suggest we do instead?
Option B.
Okay, well,
Is this the first time something's come up in a different color?
No, it's initially white.
He's
I
selecting
had
it.
see.
Okay.
Selection.
Dig-a-ton.
Dig a
I
tunnel,
don't like
dig,
this.
dig a tunnel.
I don't like this option at all.
But I'm going to remind you guys what we've learned so far throughout the game.
We
Whenever
are
presented
controlling.
choices, it's us giving a choice that is being presented by Sam.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Sam wants shit to go down really bad.
What? What?
Just do it.
Nike.
Actually, I was like thinking like Shia LaBeouf. Just do it!
Just do it!
Next thing I know, I'm scooping the tip of some of my paws through the packed soil, digging up dirt and tossing the clumps aside. I don't know why I'm doing this. I close my eyes, trying to snap out of it. It doesn't help, and soon there's this musty smell in the air, like the inside of an old attic. I managed to dig about a foot down into the earth so far, and the smell is only growing stronger. About 2 feet down, something solid touches my fingertips. I keep going, dusting off dirt, whatever it is. The surface is curved and packed in places, like pottery. Even before I get all the dirt off, I have a hunch of what it is. 2 empty sockets stare up at me,
Yeah.
and I stare back.
You just dug up a grave, you dick.
Hello.
A voice plays in my head.
In fairness, you just dug up Sam's grave. So
Yeah, I mean, Sam wanted us to, so.
Yeah, I'm here.
Much
Consent,
more
I
profound
guess.
than I've ever heard it before.
After all this time, to end up here.
The voice almost sounds like it sighs, then goes silent.
Ha ha!
Are you okay, Sam?
Marvel is biting me.
Oh. Are you the guy in the grave? I ask the voice, which rings more clearly with each passing word. The way he sounds, it's like he's right here, despite the unnatural cadence. The voice in my head? I whisper to the skull, compelled to touch it. Any skin or fur has long since rotted away, and the head itself is a yellowed ivory color. His clothes, from what are visible, are in tatters, but the remnants of a button-up shirt and suspenders can still be seen. The voice doesn't respond, so I ask another question. Who are you? A tumbleweed rolls by along the road in front of me, the others getting further and further away. Instead of responding, I feel myself begin to dig further down, scooping out another few mounds of dirt until something leather and small can be seen. A handy little wallet with a snake emblem pressed into the center. Flipping it open, several business cards and dollar bills practically dissolve in the exposed air, though there is a plastic ID card in the back. It's a driver's license, clearly decades old, with the faded ink of several stamps covering most of it. What text can be seen is that old-timey typewriter font. I wipe my thumb across the surface, wiping away the dirt and grime. Samuel Ayers, date of birth, 1890. There's a picture of an elderly, pale feline with stark reddish-looking eyes that remind me slightly of Leo's. He looks haggard and sad, ancient, really. A relic of another time. The man from my dreams. I should be terrified, but again I still feel disconnected. A passive viewer can only sometimes speak without any control.
Now you know how I feel.
I managed to swallow, peering into those sockets like they were looking back at me. I've never met a ghost before, I remark quietly.
Not a ghost.
Then what are you? Another drawn-out silence, though this time I waited out.
Maybe something like that thing on the radio in the van. just older. You changed now. It was gone, but I'm still here. Cling to you like a lifeboat in open water. We've been together for some time. Didn't see one another for a while. But you came back. Hey, always come back.
Together, I don't. I trail off, trying to wrap my head around what he means and what's really happening. I lean back some, feeling less resistance on my movements. I feel weird, like I'm not really here.
You felt this way for a while now. It always happens like this over time. Here it's just a little stronger with me.
My gaze is pulled down to the license in my grip. Again, I read the name, Samuel Ayers. He goes quiet for a moment, then speaks up again.
With him.
His voice falters, a strange conveyance of emotion in his otherwise stilted, monotone presentation. I speak up again. There's something wrong with me. It's like I'm not doing things on my own anymore.
You're not. I'm with you. You are indecisive by nature.
What? How?
I choose.
That doesn't make any sense. Why are we connected? How do I make this all go away? He says nothing, but I can hear him rumbling, stirring. At least 15 seconds pass before that said stirring turns into words.
You came back to find the truth, or that's what you told yourself. Yet you've known it all along. You just bury it over and over again. Each failing, uncomfortable movement or horror. You can't face anything. You're just like him. The man with the hat that's always too tight. Brains splattered on fresh glass, pine needles, and a whimpering child.
I don't...
You are weak. You are pathetic.
There's a pause, and again his tone shifts, a deviation from his uniform speaking pattern. His voice sounds softer, distant, like an echo of something said far away.
Be safe, kid.
Before I have time to comprehend anything, I hear footsteps upon the asphalt in front of me.
Chase, what are you still doing back here? What are you looking at?
Jenna steps closer, peering into the little hole I had dug. She thins her lips.
Oh,
What's going on?
Leo's booming voice calls out from down the highway, the wolf looking back at us. Jenna just stares at the desiccated remains for a moment before calling back.
Chase dug up an old corpse.
Harry?
My God.
Harry?
God damn it, Chase.
Jenna sighs, resting her paws on her knees and letting her head hang down.
What he said.
She looks up after a moment, spying the card in my hand.
Is that an ID?
Yeah, Samuel Ayers is the name. I think he's the one who got hit by the van.
Oh,
She looks off to the side.
great.
Huh?
What, Chase?
She responds, exasperated. Don't you care? Someone died here. I think he matters somehow. To me.
Chase.
Her eyes drift to the skull cropping out of the mound of the dirt.
God, I've passed this so many times just out here walking, never knowing that there was a person buried here. How old is the ID card?
I squint at some of the smudged text. 70s, I think. At least that's when it was last renewed. Jenna frowns.
Poor guy.
She crouches down beside me, taking the license for a moment.
You should hold on to this, so that we can give it to the proper authorities for them to handle. I wonder if anyone out there is still looking for him, or even remembers who he is.
Her eyes flick over the little card, settling on the picture.
He looks kind of familiar, too.
She hands me back the ID, then extends out her arm to help me up. With a knot in my stomach, I take her hand and use her weight to rise up without pulling too much strain on my injured leg. I think he might be in my head. The words leave my mouth more casually than I meant, and Jenna does a little double take toward me before letting go.
Well, tell him I said hi. We'll deal with him in a bit.
She's just like Cynthia sometimes.
He says you're just like Cynthia sometimes. Jenna stares at me, then the grave, then back to me. She brings 2 fingers to her temple, massaging it.
Chase, please don't listen to the voices in your head right now.
But they say such sweet things.
No, they
I'm
don't.
such a
Again,
good
solid
person.
advice brought
All
to
I
you
want you to
by
do is
Find
dig
My
up
Side.
my body and
He
find
called
my
me
ID.
pathetic, weak. He's been insulting me all night. He's not a nice guy.
I mean,
don't
you are
like him.
pathetic, you are weak, you're indecisive. Not much good
Yeah.
about you.
Can't the voices in my head say at least one nice thing about me?
I like how
Rock.
all the characters who have common sense in this game, only 2 of them happen to be a part of the main group of people. Like, ones who have common sense off the top of my head. Kudzu, Flynn, Jenna, Micah, potentially Daxton.
I would say actually no on Daxton. Because
Yeah.
Daxton, like, remember, he did try to talk down a mob one time.
Yeah.
And he almost
Like-
succeeded, but he did try
There's
stuff.
there's only 4 people who actually have common sense, and it's Micah, Kudzu, Jenna, and Flynn.
Okay,
Yep.
watch out for your mic.
And whenever this is the mic side.
Oh, right.
So whenever
I
you
forgot.
brush up, yeah.
I forgot. I was trying to move our cords around.
She responds curtly as Micah arrives behind her, Leo hobbling at his side.
You okay, Otter?
I look at him for a long moment and answer honestly. I don't know.
Same.
Let's just get going, okay? Chase, you can keep leaning on me if it hurts to walk.
I give her a grateful nod as I rest an arm on her shoulder. Thanks. As we head off, Micah lingers a little behind us, staring into the shallow grave. He steps off the road, pushing the dirt I had removed back into the hole with a few hasty swipes of his foot. Before anyone can ask what he's doing, he catches back up with us, staring straight ahead. We've been walking for what feels like ages, the moon still high in the sky, and the taste of water in the air. Maybe it will rain. After we got switched around and ended up on the wrong side of the highway, we realized we were much closer to Heather's than the motel. So, to Tetanus Alley we go. I keep playing back that conversation earlier in my head. The voice that seemingly activated when I found the skeleton. I heard it 1,000 times before, but I always just assumed it was me, my subconscious. A particular bitter side of myself would chime in every now and then to add insult to injury.
Really? Ugh. Lives out in the boonies, doesn't she?
Leo winces some as he walks, no longer using Micah as a walking crutch.
Yeah, I don't get out here often. Be wary, though. Apparently she's got a gun, so no threatening movements or nothing if we see her.
Clint's got one too. Should have swung back around my place so I could grab my piece.
Finally, Leo says something intelligent.
Jenna does not agree.
Leo, for God's sake, we are not getting in a firefight tonight.
Oh God, Jenna, last words. But my aim's better than two junkies with pop guns.
I was gonna say, like, Jenna, if there's ever a time to get in a firefight, it'd probably be the apocalypse. Which, not saying this is it, pretty close.
This is like 2
However,
steps away from the apocalypse.
listen to her point.
Oh yes, the heavily concussed, hobbled wolf definitely has the advantage over Clint and Heather.
She's forgetting all about Jeremy there.
Yeah, fine, you shoot.
Both of which spend a considerable portion of their free time shooting random objects in a trailer park. I know, because I grew up listening to it.
That'd be really annoying.
He ain't lying. She ain't... Oh, fuck.
It's all good.
Oh boy, she ain't lying there.
Oh
She's
boy.
doing some jumping jacks.
She ain't lying.
Don't you know?
At least for Clint. Yeah, don't you know.
Don't you
Oh,
know?
gee whiz there, bud.
No, you want to hear
She ain't
Micah
lying,
with
boy.
the fucking Minnesota accent for this entire playthrough now.
Well, she ain't lying there, bud. At least for Clint, don't you know? And he ain't no fan of you. She'd probably let me do the talking.
Didn't you betray them? I think I might be the better person for this. The neutral party, so to speak.
Yeah, but I know them. I can sort this shit quick, or sort this shit out quick like.
Oh, are we gonna have to pick one of them?
Yes.
Oh,
and I'll let you know,
no!
the scene does play out differently between the two of them. However, there's actually something else that's going to happen. And I think we should do it next time.
Next time.
No.
Say goodbye, everyone.
I just want everybody... Okay, goodbye, everybody.